10 things you should avoid to become rich. Most people focus on what to do to get rich, but the real secret lies in what to avoid. We spend our lives chasing the next big thing, the perfect investment, the secret formula. But can I tell you the hard truth? The path to wealth is less about finding the right things to do and more about avoiding the traps that sabotage your own progress. You could have the best paying job or business in the world, but if you're making these fundamental mistakes, you're just running on a treadmill, working hard but going absolutely nowhere. We're all taught to play offense with our money, make more, get a promotion, start a side hustle. But today, we're talking about defense. And sometimes, protecting your downside is way more important than chasing the upside. We're about to expose the 10 biggest mindset and lifestyle mistakes that are silently killing your chances at building wealth. These are the subtle, everyday habits that feel completely normal, but are actually keeping you from the financial freedom you deserve. So, let's get into it, starting with mistakes so common. Mistake number 10, falling for consumerism and impulse buys. Let's kick things off with the most obvious wealth killer, the nonstop pressure to buy, upgrade, and consume. We live in a world where marketing is scientifically engineered to make you feel incomplete without the latest phone, the newest car, or the trendiest outfit. It's a trap, and it's designed to drain your bank account. Every dollar you drop on an impulse buy, that gadget you didn't need, the clothes you wore once, is a dollar you can't invest. It's a dollar that can't be put to work for you, earning money while you sleep. The answer isn't to live like a hermit. It's to become a mindful spender. Before every purchase, just ask yourself one simple question. Is this a need or a want? For any non-essential purchase over, say, $50, give yourself a 24-hour cool-down period. If you still want it just as badly a day later, then you can consider it. This simple pause breaks the emotional spell of impulse buying and puts you back in the driver's seat. Learning to separate what you truly need from what you're being told you want is the first real skill of building wealth. Mistake number 9, letting your lifestyle inflate. This next one is closely related to consumerism, but it's way more dangerous. It's called lifestyle inflation. It's what happens the moment you get a raise, and your spending magically rises to meet it. Your 2-bedroom apartment becomes a 3-bedroom house. Your reliable car becomes a luxury SUV. On the surface, it feels like success, but in reality, you haven't actually improved your financial position at all. You're just spending more. The issue is that you never create a decent gap between your income and your expenses. That gap is where wealth is born. It's the money you've left over to save, invest, and build your future. Wealthy people understand this. They almost always maintain a lifestyle well below what they could actually afford. So here's the fix. Commit to automatically saving and investing a percentage of every single pay raise before it even has a chance to hit your main bank account. If you get a 5% raise, immediately automate a 2.5% increase to your investments. This way, you still get to enjoy some of your hard-earned money, but you're systematically building wealth instead of just building bigger bills. Mistake number 8, believing wealth is just for the lucky. Do you secretly believe that getting rich is something that happens to other people? People who got lucky, inherited a fortune, or had some special talent you don't. This belief is one of the most effective ways to guarantee you'll never build wealth, because it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you don't believe it's possible for you, you'll never take the small, consistent actions required to make it real. The truth is, most self-made millionaires get there slowly, through years of discipline, smart decisions, and relentless action. They didn't win the lottery. They followed a plan. You have to flip the script in your own head. Instead of saying, "I'll never be rich," start asking, "What's one small thing I could do today to improve my financial situation?" Read the stories of self-made people. You'll quickly find their paths weren't paved with luck, but with habits. This shifts your focus from things you can't control, like a lottery ticket, to the one thing you can, your own actions. All right, if you're already seeing some of these patterns in your own life, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It tells me this is hitting home and that you want more content that actually challenges the way you think about money. And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the rest of this list. Mistake number 7, waiting to invest and save. The single biggest ingredient in building wealth isn't how much money you make. It's time. Every single day you wait to invest is a day you lose the incredible power of compounding, which is where your money starts making its own money. Waiting for the perfect time to invest or waiting until you have enough money is one of the most expensive mistakes you can possibly make. Think about it like this. Imagine two friends. One starts investing $200 a month at age 25. The other thinks it's not enough to make a difference and waits until she's 35 to start investing $400 a month. Even though she's putting in double the cash, the late starter will almost certainly end up with less by retirement. Why? Because the first friend's money simply had a 10-year head start to work for her. The only solution here is to start now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today, open a retirement account. Set up an automatic transfer of just $50 a week into a simple, low-cost index fund. The amount is less important than the act of starting. You can never get back lost time. Mistake number 6, not knowing the rules of the game through financial literacy. You wouldn't try to fly a plane without taking lessons, right? Yet millions of us are trying to navigate the incredibly complex world of finance with almost no education, not understanding basic ideas like budgeting, debt, taxes, and investing. It is like playing a game without knowing the rules. Financial ignorance isn't bliss, it's expensive. It guarantees you'll pay higher fees, fall for scams, and miss out on massive opportunities for growth. The problem is, most people find finance intimidating or just plain boring. But you don't need a PhD in economics or banking in finance. You just need to learn the fundamentals. So, start investing in your financial education. Listen to a personal finance podcast on your commute. Watch reputable YouTube channels that break down these topics. Read one classic book on investing. The more you learn, the more confident you'll become, and the better your decisions will be. Your knowledge is your single most valuable asset. Mistake number 5, surrounding yourself with the wrong people. This one might sting a bit, but it's critical. The people you hang out with have a huge impact on your mindset, your habits, and your idea of what's possible. If your social circle is full of people who complain constantly, live for the weekend, and are reckless of their money, their habits will rub off on you. It's nearly impossible to get ahead when your friends are dragging you out to spend money you don't have, or telling you your ambitious goals are stupid. They say you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you want to be wealthy, you need to be around people who are ambitious, positive, and financially disciplined. This doesn't mean you have to ditch all your old friends, but it does mean you need to proactively seek out a new circle of influence. Join a mastermind group, find a mentor, go to industry conferences, connect with people online who are playing the game at a higher level. When you surround yourself with people who are already where you want to go, their habits and their mindset start to become your new normal. Mistake number 4, having no plan and no goals. Would you get in your car for a cross-country road trip with no map and no destination in mind? Of course not. Yet, that's exactly how most people approach their finances. They have a vague hope to be rich someday, but no clear, written-down goals and absolutely no plan to get there. Without a plan, you're just drifting, and you're a target for every marketing gimmick and bad financial temptation that comes your way. A goal is just a dream with a deadline. Wealthy people are meticulous planners. They set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, smart goals. They don't just say, I want to be a millionaire. They say, I will have a net worth of $1 million by age 45 by investing $1,500 every month into a diversified portfolio. Here's your mission. Take one afternoon and draw your financial roadmap. Define what rich actually means to you. Is it a number? A level of passive income? Then work backward and set the clear short-term and long-term goals that will get you there. Look at this plan regularly, and don't be afraid to adjust it. Mistake number 3, choosing comfort over growth in your career. That steady paycheck from a safe job feels like the responsible choice. But staying in a role that offers zero room for growth or new challenges is one of the biggest long-term financial mistakes you can make. Comfort is the enemy of growth. If you aren't learning new skills and taking on bigger responsibilities, your income will eventually flatline. Wealthy people understand that real income growth comes from stepping outside their comfort zone. They take calculated risks, they ask for promotion, they switch jobs for a better opportunity, they learn high-value skills, or they start their own business. You have to see your career as a vehicle for wealth, not just a source of security. Actively hunt for ways to increase your value in the marketplace. Take that online course. Volunteer for that scary project at work. Never let your desire for a comfort choke out your potential for growth. Mistake number 2, forgetting that health is wealth. This might seem out of place on a list about money, but your health is your single most important asset. And poor health is one of the most devastating and silent wealth destroyers. It leads to staggering medical bills, a total loss of productivity, and much lower quality of life. You can't earn money if you're too sick to work, and you can't enjoy your money if you're not healthy enough to do so. This isn't about having a six-pack. It's about avoiding habits that destroy you from the inside out. A bad diet, no exercise, chronic stress, and a lack of sleep are all quietly chipping away at your ability to build and keep your wealth. The fix is simple, but it's not easy. You must prioritize your well-being. Start looking at healthy food and exercise as an investment, not an expense. The returns you'll get will be more energy, sharper focus, and lower medical costs. This will pay you dividends for the rest of your life. Mistake number 1, being egotistic and complacent. Ego and complacency convinces you that you already know enough, that you're better than others, and that success can be solely achieved by your doings. To combat this limiting mindset, remind yourself that every achievement is a product of effort, timing, and learning from others. Learning from others, especially those who have already achieved what you aspire to, can be one of the most effective tools for both financial growth and personal humility. When you study successful people, you start to see that the road to wealth is rarely a straight line. You discover the failures, doubts, sacrifices, and quiet work behind the scenes. This opens your mind and tempers your pride. It teaches you to value discipline, resilience, and strategy over ego and luck. Their wisdom becomes your shortcut, thereby saving you from costly mistakes and giving you a clearer map to follow. When you respect and learn from others, you naturally cultivate a mindset of curiosity instead of comparison. Rather than measuring your worth against someone else's net worth, you start asking better questions like, what can I learn from their journey? Or, how can I adapt that principle to my life? This humility accelerates your growth. It shifts your focus from proving yourself to improving yourself. Over time, you become more confident, not because you think you're better, but because you know you're getting better. In the end, financial success built on ego and complacency is fragile. But success built on learning, humility, and the wisdom of others is sustainable and deeply fulfilling. You don't need to be the loudest person in the room to win. You just need to be the most teachable. Let others' experiences inspire and instruct you, and never be too proud to ask questions or take notes. When ego steps aside, wisdom steps in, and that's when real growth begins. So there you have it. It turns out getting rich isn't about flashy cars. It's about avoiding debt. It's not about chasing hot stocks. It's about consistently investing over a long period of time. And it's not about getting lucky. It's about your mindset, your habits, and your plans. Building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. And you win by sidestepping the traps that trip everyone else up. Take a second to think about this list. Which of these points really hit home for you? The goal here isn't to feel guilty. It's to become more aware. Because awareness is always the first step toward real change. You have the power to stop making these mistakes today and put yourself on a completely new path. Let me know in the comments which of these 10 mistakes was the biggest eye-opener for you and the ones you've already managed to conquer. And I'll see you in the next video.